I do believe that if you have the money for it, you should always hire the professionals to do what they do best. But I also know that many businesses can't necessarily afford the designer price tag that it may take to build that high-end lead generating website. This is why it might make more sense for you to DIY your own website, but with all things, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Through the years, I've seen a lot of ways a DIY website can fail, and in this video, we're gonna go over the top reasons DIY websites fail and how you can avoid making these mistakes. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Item number 1 is having no objective. I can't tell you how many businesses approach me with, I don't need my website to do anything, I just need it to look good so when people check me out online, I look good. I literally just had a call this week and that is exactly what they said. And I probably hear this about once a month. Every website is going to inherently give your visitor the perception of you and your business. Whether you realize it or they realize it, it's happening. Your website is often the first impression someone is going to have of you and your business. So if your website looks cheap and amateur, then that's a perception they're going to have of you and your business. Or if your website looks clean and professional, then that's the impression that they are going to have. It's the same thing as if you walked into a restaurant and it was all dark and dingy versus walking into a restaurant that is clean and bright. It's that first impression that you're going to get. We call this credibility. So yes, your website absolutely needs to look good and build credibility for you and your business. But stopping there is where people miss a huge opportunity. If you think about it, you need your website to look good for someone coming to check you out. And if they're coming to check you out, then that means they're still in the decision phase of the buying cycle. They're also checking out your competitors as well. So there's obviously a next step they are still going to need to take in order to work with you. So your website needs to be doing more than just looking good. It needs to be priming them for the next step. Your website can do a lot more than you think, and you should expect nothing less. It can be your 24-hour salesperson, bust through objectives, prime them for the sale, fill your calendar with appointments, and build your email list of future customers. If you tell me you never get leads from your website, only from referrals, then I can tell you confidently that you've never had the luxury of having a properly designed website that is going to generate leads, and you are missing out on huge opportunities in your business. Okay, so what do you need to do in order to avoid these mistakes when designing your own website? You need to demand more of your website than just looking good. Think about the business objectives you want to achieve and build your site around that. Number 2, creating a design project and not a business tool. When setting out to build your website, designing it is the fun part. But what happens is you start treating your website as a design project and not as a business tool. At the end of the day, your website is a business tool and should have a business objective. The problem is when you start to prioritize the design over the strategy and goal of the website, you lose sight of the really important stuff like the messaging and the strategy. I'm not saying you can't have both because you totally can. The problem is just when you prioritize the design over the important stuff. For example, you've probably seen the commercials for Wix and Squarespace. They show these really cool, well put together templates. But what they don't show you is anything about lead generation or strategy. In fact, most Wix and Squarespace sites don't really end up looking like they do in the commercials. So here's what you want to do. First, you want to nail down that persuasive sales messaging, then incorporate a lead magnet that attracts the right audience, and that also fills up your email list with customers who may not be ready to buy now, but ready to buy later. All right, and number 3 is assuming your website visitors are ready to buy now. The fact is, you're not. I'm sorry to tell you, only 10% of your website visitors are ready to buy right now. The problem is most people build their websites only focusing on these 10% of people, thus alienating the other 90%. So what happens with these other 90%? They check you out and then they check out a handful of your competitors. A common misconception is, oh, they'll remember me and they'll come back. Well, A lot of times that is not what happens. Smart businesses know that they need to get these people on their email list so that they can continue the conversation. And the best way to do that is with a lead magnet. Now, if you need help with your lead magnet, we have a podcast episode, I believe it's episode 29, that you can go check out, that we talk about how to create an irresistible lead magnet. So basically what a lead magnet is something that is enticing that you offer for free in exchange for their email address. And so you need to create a lead magnet and create a call to action to it and put it on your homepage. All right, and number 4 is saying the wrong things. When a visitor comes to your website, they are coming there because they have a problem and they are looking for one thing, and that thing is can you solve that problem for them? So many sites put up all of this other information and leave out the one most important fact, and that is what you do and how you do it. Initially, when the visitor comes to your website, that is what they want to learn. Later on, they'll want to dig deeper and learn more about you. So on your website, front and center, you need to have what problem you solve and how you solve it. And for this one, I have your back. I created a video series called the Website Marketing Makeover. It's a free 4-part video series that's going to help you clarify your messaging and grow your business. And if you implement what you learn, I guarantee people will start taking action on your website. So head over to our site at liquisdigital.com/makeover. That's liquisdigital.com/makeover. All right, so there you have it. There are the top reasons DIY websites fail and how you can avoid making these same mistakes. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.